the sound of the big red siren signals it is time for football. Today we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And we are underway from Glendale. Oh, good move. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
Spent the early years of his career bouncing between starter and backup as needed, and played well, but never had a team fully commit to him as their guy. He does retain the toolbox that made him projectable as a starter. Big, strong player with a powerful arm, deceptively mobile, and tough to tackle. The best part about his game, leadership and being a great teammate.
And whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. To throw, Brissett. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Brissett sets to throw it. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So pass interference to call. That's going to set him up with a first down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The official's letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the first quarter.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Second and 10. Brissett. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up third down. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Third down and 13. To throw is Brissett. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On fourth down, the Cards call on Matt Hawk to punt. The Falcons send Jamal Agnew deep to return. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. Leading them out is their 6'2 quarterback who was a fourth-round pick back in 2012, Kirk Cousins.
Not bad for a fourth-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spend a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well, and he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
Man in motion is Agnew. A man from nearby Tucson who was a prep standout here in Arizona. It's Bijan Robinson. Now he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw, Cousins. Under pressure, and down he goes. Josh Swart rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
And every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Greg George deep for Arizona. Only a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Amari DiMercato. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Now Brissett. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. They bring the man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Cousins. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
And a Falcon first down.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing is Cousins.
And complete to Drake London.
Cousins pass. Complete to number 5, Drake London. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now Cousins. That's complete to Mooney. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
3 yards. That's another Falcons first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Robinson up the middle. A beautiful fake. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
That's another Falcons first down. 1st and goal, Atlanta.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
From the 10, 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson.
Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. They'll come out in the pistol. Now they send a man in motion right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They call it a loss of a yard there. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them.
Bijan Robinson.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Falcons 7.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Bijan Robinson.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
He'll get this to DeMarcado.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the Cardinals.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Knight on the handoff.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
2nd down and 4.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And 6.
Brissett. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. On the return, here's Agnew. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return.
And it will be Falcon football.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. In motion, the tight end. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Josh Sweat coming in strong and dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Throw left side, there's London.
Cousins pass. Complete to Drake London. A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
A gain of 33 yards on the play. 1st down, Falcons.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
They go play action. Cousins. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. Had a nice move, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, 28 yards. And the Falcons have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14. Cardinals.
5 plays there on that drive. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing. Brissett. Short one here, caught by McBride. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession. Now a 2nd and 2. As they've got it as we resume action. They go play action with Brissett. And his throw is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Brissett now. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
You doing okay over there, partner? Because that's yet another sack in this game that you just had to call. We're not even at halftime yet. No wonder this team has the lead. What an effort by the defense right from the word go. The adjustments at halftime, they're going to have to be big, or this could really get ugly in the second half.
Here's Matt Hawk now to punt.
Formation for the Cardinals.
Agnew now to return. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well. No one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd down and 8. Off the play fake, Cousins. Pressure comes and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another, because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Back to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still 2nd quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Jalen Walker in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Watson going to get this one out wide. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Short one here, caught by McBride. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
A gain of 6
Call it a
yards.
gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And he's going to have the Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Falcons 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Man in motion is Agnew. Play action now. Cousins. Wide open receiver complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Falcon 1st down.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
Now Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play.
The previous play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Cousins now. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
Here's Cousins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon. And the Falcons take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yes.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, they're locked into a groove. They're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And following a touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
To throw is Brissett. Completes this to Elijah Higgins. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Play action now. Brissett. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
On the handoff, it's DiMercado. And a pretty quick burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast and in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Well, they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in, and the contact may have come too early. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spend too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the fair call.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
And the coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
The game is to DiMercado.
And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Knight. Down at the 25.
The tackle made by Jesse Bates. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Falcons' 25-yard line.
2nd and 7. On the ground, it's DeMercado. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down by
no gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort
7.
there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 4th down, Brissett. Got his man, it's Dortch. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Atlanta now coming out on the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. It was Josh Sweat who got it down on the defensive side.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On play action, Cousins. Looking deep here from Mooney. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Ooh, the juke. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the Cardinals' 38-yard line.
2nd and a couple. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Man in motion is Agnew. Robinson will try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Well, here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Back to Robinson now on first down. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Man in motion is Agnew. Play fake. Cousins. That's to the sideline and incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Cousins to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38.
Ball carrier.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second down, another shot for Robinson.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now Cousins.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
To throw, Cousins. Sets up the screen to Robinson. Fighting him off. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Man in motion is Agnew. A first carry for Tyler Algier.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Falcons, first down.
A good run there off right tackle in old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
Robinson. Touchdown, Falcons.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it was Bijan Robinson who took it home with a touchdown run. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Brown. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
He's brought down at the
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
This 2nd and 4. Here's DiMercato. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. A run, it's DiMercato. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll try to throw now. Brissett. That pass completed to Dortch. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Brissett now. They'll set up the screen to DiMercato. And he is going to have the Cardinals first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
A gain of 3 yards.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
Throwing, Brissett. Now they go screen. It's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 4 yards to go on second down from the 7. Now Brissett. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's McBride. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it makes it third down and 2 yards to go.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
3rd and 2. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Michael Wilson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now.
Makes the score Falcons 28.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Falcons ready to take over. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 85 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down.
2nd and 10.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Again, it's Robinson. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Cody Selman with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. looking to put a drive together. On play action, Brissett. Short one here, caught by McBride. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
the speed, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Running, DeMercado. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Brissett. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Here's Matt Hawk now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded at the 43. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins getting ready for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. 96 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
The tight end in motion right. They'll run again here with Robinson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. It's Cousins on the sneak. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
1st and 10 at the 31.
Running the ball served them well all game long, and there's another example as they pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Cousins.
They're plain and simple. That's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. A quick hitter complete. It's Robinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Algier going straight ahead. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Man in motion is Agnew. Play action now. Cousins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you're not going to just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Short one here, caught by McBride. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he'll go down, but not before getting us inside the 30. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to the squad.
Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
And a completion to Wilson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll try and sneak it here. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
28-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Out of the gun, Brissett. He'll give this to DiMercato. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Taken in by Harrison. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. To throw, Brissett. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Brissett. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Watts. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Bradley Pinion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field and downfield.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
To throw is Brissett. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
You can see the thought process there. With his speed, they were hoping he could pop one. Instead, the coverage was good, and they forced the incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play? Or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz. And in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
Option play. Here's Robinson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Robinson with another carry. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Darnell Mooney, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Cardinal offense takes back over. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Now, that's a run that warms the play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
That ball caught by Harrison. And he'll be taken down after big yardage, but, folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. So X out the big play. This one comes back.
And it's not a call you get very often. Offensive pass interference, but it was the right one in this case, and that'll wipe away a really nice game.
Called a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics. He's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses.
David Onyemata forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Brissett. They'll set up the screen to Carter. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a third down and very long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. The Falcons offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. You just kind of feel for the defense right now, this deficit. They have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Throw left side, there's London. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons have got it on cruise control. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
2 yards on
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Brissett. Got his man. It's Deutsch. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Here's Brissett. Pass complete there to Harrison. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's got a man wide open, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 21. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll throw again. Brissett. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one at the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
The extra point by Ryland, up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
They'll give Algier out of the gun. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Falcons.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody.